It's a workout.
So, KOZTV, we're on the road. Rick's driving.
Hey guys,
So keep your eyes
I'm
on
gonna be
it.
looking at the road some here.
But we were talking, we just left this McDonald's and we were talking about, and there was a guy who came in there, had a backpack. He's an older feller, he's probably my age. But he had a backpack and some stuff, and I feel so compassionate about certain things, and I just went over and talked to him for a brief minute. But it got us talking about how much capacity do we have for ministry? How much capacity do we have for caring for everybody and everything?
Yeah, and in fact, you know, we're on our way to celebrate with a 10-year KOZ group, and we have a timeline we're on, and we're operating exactly where God has us, and there's that tug on our heart, and knowing the hearts of so many of you, I have to believe you felt this. You know what I'm talking about. You see somebody that might be in need, and are we supposed to be in that person's rescue? Are we supposed to engage that at another level? And that's what spurred this conversation. It's how do we deal with that internally? And that's what we just were talking about.
And what is the capacity? And we were talking about the human soul only has a certain amount of capacity. Today we hear about Ukraine, we hear about homelessness, we hear about kids struggling with their identity. We hear so much stuff. And in your church, there's 15 things going on, and 9 ministries that need help, but how much capacity do we have to soak that in and actually be present and participate? And then we went into, well, you know, Jesus didn't stop every time he walked by somebody, or every time he saw a need, he didn't jump in on it.
That's right. And Scripture even has him resisting in some cases, and then the plea of that person he engaged. So I think it reminded us that that we do need to be sensitive. We need to be led by the Spirit of what our mission is, why he has us on the planet, and make sure we don't take our eye off of our mission. And for our men, we know a big part of that mission for them is to do this ministry, reach into the hearts and lives of boys and other men, and do that really well. And to be pulled away from that, you really need to be sensitive to the Spirit and know what he's telling you to do. Because you can get taken out. You can. We could miss this whole morning if we had stopped long enough to engage this gentleman. And it's a hard emotional call.
It is. They're in your church. Your church, they're going to come to you and say, God, we need help with the wood cutting ministry. We need help with and come be a part of the prayer meeting. And there is some room for that. There is some need for that. You do need some of that stuff. But remember when Jesus would get up early in the morning before the sun came up, and he would leave a crowd of people who were gathered there because he'd been there for days to get healed, and he would leave, and he says, and he'd take his men, and they'd say, why are you leaving? There are all these. He says, because we have a mission. They were focused on his mission. He knew what his mission was, and he knew what he had to do. And so you guys stay strong.
Stay focused.
Stay focused. Know that the mission of KOZ, what you are doing, James 1:27, widows and orphans, there's nothing more pure. And he talks about it, and he tells us that. And you guys are after that. You guys are in that. It is incredible. So stay firm. Regulators,
Mount up.